Welcome to Go to this podcast. The podcast about we haven't quite decided it, but we're going to be doing it anyway. I am Colby.
And I'm the guy that stole your robot wife with my McLaren. You can call me Fee.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. Actually, fun little known exploit. Any humanoid looking robot that has boobs, like the boobs are there to override all senses and be attracted to McLarens.
Yeah, there's two just big memory-sized McLaren magnets that override any other system if they see it.
One's if you pull the breastplate off, one is a rotating satellite dish, constantly looking for McLarens. The other is a very powerful magnet.
Exactly. That's how robot boobies work.
Yeah,
we should know. We built many.
Oh, so many, and it's like. I've tried a number of times to be like, what if I put like lasers or the cure to cancer in them? And the government keeps saying, no, you got to put in those McLaren sensors.
I keep asking them why, but they never give me a question, but they're paying me, so I might as well.
Yeah, they keep patting me on the back and winking at me and go, but I don't know.
Yeah, I keep nodding my head, but I really don't know. But so, there's two reasons I said that. One
is because,
but no, I was playing Atomic Heart, and they have the Russian sexy robots, and they're hot. I'm not gonna lie, their faceless, shiny exterior just gets me rock hard.
Yeah.
And two, because of that guy that's been memed on for like the past few days, because of his McLaren and how he's gonna steal your girl. He is Mr. Steal Your Girl.
He is.
He is claiming to be,
and that's his personality. Is
that's his shtick. Yeah.
He is Mr. Steal Your Girl. He's got a TikTok channel, and it's him. Just like the video that like everybody has been really getting on him for is him standing in front of a pool and talking about like, listen, if you're out with your girl and then I roll up in my McLaren and she sees me, she's leaving with me.
Yeah. The thing is, which makes him more of an asshole. Like he says girl, but like he's like the reason I'm stealing your bitch is
true.
Yeah. So
that is a good. I forgot about that part that he like just didn't even say girl or like your girlfriend, your wife, it's nah. I'm stealing your bitch with my McLaren.
This man like. He views all women as objects. She's not a woman. She's not your girlfriend. Mm-hmm. She is a bitch. One that you can buy at any Buc-ee's in your area.
Yeah. In fact, you know what? As soon as I am in the proximity, though, she is no longer your bitch. She is my bitch.
Yeah. So. See, she once she like senses me, it's kind of like the robot girls with their McLaren titties. She senses me, and she's automatically mine. Yep. She homes in on my position, and she is now mine and leaves with me.
I do want to also say that in his videos, anytime that he's talking about his McLaren, right? He doesn't show his McLaren. He just shows a McLaren. Sometimes, in fact, he just shows clips from a video game where a McLaren is in it.
Yeah, sometimes he'll flash a picture on the screen of a McLaren, which... My thinking is, I don't think he has a McLaren. I think the one time that he showed up on one of his TikToks with the McLaren, he rented it.
Yeah, and that's almost certainly true.
And the reason I think that is because he keeps making these outlandish claims that he's like, I make $10K a month doing stuff, but like only $10K. But if you make $10K a month, there's no way you're affording a McLaren.
Yeah, that's... $10K a month, that's $120,000 a year.
Yeah.
After tax, and that is not McLaren money.
That is not.
Dog, it's expensive out here in these streets. The thing is, you think like whenever I was growing up, like if you would have told me like, hey, we've got, like whenever whenever you're like this old, you're going to be making $10,000 a month, I would say, wow, I only have to work for a few years and then I can retire, right? And then I
Yeah,
would laugh at my old self and say, oh, things have changed.
I'd kick my old self in the nuts and be mad at him for thinking it was that easy.
And say, the thing is, they're selling houses from 1972 that only have 3 bedrooms and 2 baths for $500,000 where you live. So good luck with that.
Just hey, step back in your time portal and just leave.
Yeah, as I step back into the time portal, the time portal closes. I go, damn it, I should have said buy Apple stock. Damn it.
Well, I can't go back. It's only a one-way trip.
That would just be embarrassing. Egg on my face.
Yeah. Just really, oh man. Well, I'm gonna feel stupid. No, I'm not.
Yeah, I can't. Listen, I know that this would make me, one of the richer people in the world, and I wouldn't ever have to work again. But like, I'd be embarrassed. Like, young me would be embarrassed of old me, and I can't have that.
After breaking my spirit just to come back and be like, by the way, I'd be like, well, don't come back. Don't give me the good news after the bad news.
Yeah, hey, get out of here.
Hey, get out of here.
I always thought about that, like, if you went back in time to tell your past self, like, hey, I'm from the future. Here's what you have to do. You have to buy stock in Apple. It's going to go up like crazy. You got to buy stock in Netflix. It's going to go up like crazy. Sell it like 2020. Like, and you just like give these explicit instructions about like, this is how you become like one of the richest people ever.
I wouldn't just tell him, because like knowing like me as a kid, I'd forget. I'd be like, what was I supposed to do? I would write him down a detailed itinerary.
See,
and
even if you did have that, the thing that I always come back to is like, I don't think as a minor you could buy stock. And so now the question is, can you convince, do you think that you have the clout and the pull to be able to convince your parents, hey, if you spend $1,000 on this, it will be $20,000 in a year, and I promise that. Do you think you could pull off that wild negotiation?
So here's the thing. Well, can I talk to my parents as my future self?
No. It's just past you trying to, and you have to show up, by the way, and like, you have to say where you got this info from. You can't be like, I have a good feeling, or I did my research. You have to be like, me from the future came back in time and said, if we wanted to be rich, this is what we have to do.
So here's the thing. My parents at the time probably wouldn't believe me. How old am I? Let's see. How old am I? Not right now. Then.
Yeah. How old am I? Let's say this is like 2000. Wait, hold on. Let me see.
The turn of the century. 2000.
When did the iPhone come out? 2007. Okay, so this is 2006.
2006. 2006. I can already like go out and do that stuff. I'm like 17.
Yeah, you're 17. You're not legal yet.
Oh shit. I don't know if I tell my parents. Here's the thing. I'd go tell my brother. My brother is fucking. He's there. He's there for me.
I like that it's equal parts like, my brother trusts me, and if I said me from the future came back and you have to invest money, he'd be like, all right, you know what? I'll do it. This is crazy, but I believe you. I like that it's equal parts that, and also that you know that your brother would be like, ooh, a get rich quick scheme. All right, yeah, sure.
Here's the thing. It's not even just that. It's just that because, me and my brother talk, but if I came in frantic one day with this just itinerary of knowledge that I've got from my future self, like, I've never done that to my brother before. I've never come out with outlandish ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Like, after, he probably wouldn't believe me at first, but as I kept explaining stuff and showing him stuff that future me has given me, I'm pretty sure, like, it would be like, yeah, whatever, him at the table, like, drinking something, and then as I'm talking, like, the cups, like, slowly, like, comes down, his eyes are widening, and he's like, Oh. So, and my brother would be probably in his 20s at that time, so he's legal. So then we would just work out a way. We would work out a way where it's beneficial for him and me to do what we have to do. And again, I wouldn't tell my parents because at the time, I think either my parents were just getting clean or they were in the mix of getting... No, they weren't clean yet. So I wouldn't tell them. And then after like doing our first stuff, maybe getting our first return, after I would make them get clean, go to, what's it called? What's it called when you... A detox.
Yeah.
I'd make them like detox so they wouldn't relapse, and then they could live in the wealth. After I would already earned this massive wealth, and didn't tell them. I didn't tell them, but then I made sure that we've made this wealth.
Okay, because what I was imagining is that your parents are like, wow, I can't believe that you have all this money and you have this really big, nice house, and you just like you have a house. For anybody that hasn't been to Corpus, there's this road called Ocean Drive, which is like right. It looks over the ocean, basically.
Yeah, about the castle.
Yeah, tons of like super nice houses, and all of them have these big gates in front. I imagine that your parents are like in front of the gate and you're on the inside of the gate and you're like, yeah, this is totally my house. We just bought this with all the money. Your parents are like, wow, this is amazing. And you're like, yeah, well, anyway, call me when you're sober. Bye. You just go back inside. They're like, wait, what? You're like, yeah. You stay out there. This is only for like sober people.
Yeah, this is sober land. You can't come in here. Y'all gotta clean up. Ew.
You're all dirty.
I would pay for them to go get detox if I had money already, but like I would make sure that they are before I tell them that I made a mass amount of wealth by this world-changing technology that my future me came and visited me with. But you know what? My brother would be on board. He would definitely be on board.
I was thinking about how I would do this for my parents, and I think the only thing that I could do is I would have to take money that I had already earned and be like, hey, like, I've saved up $200. I want you to put this into the stock market, and in 1 year, I am predicting based off of this sheet that I got that $200 is going to be worth $683. And the thing is, if we leave it in there for 10 years, it'll be worth $6,000. So like, I'm just saying, like, if this number is right next year, we should invest as much money as possible in this because this data that I have is correct. And you have to believe me. The thing is
correct.
I think what would happen is, like, we get to the date, I check the numbers are identical. My parents are like, I don't believe this is crazy, but you know, the numbers are right. And then I'm like, okay, great. You, like, last year you agreed we're going to put in like $50,000 now. And that $50,000 is going to turn into $50 million based off of the predictions that I've got. Right.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you my dad would be like, well, maybe not that much. And I'd be like, excuse you. You promised me last year.
You promised. You looked me in the eyes and you promised me.
You look me in the eye and say, I'm a liar. Tell me you're a liar. Admit it.
Tell me. I want you to look at me right now. I want you to tell me that I'm a dirty little liar. And I want you to point at yourself.
Please point at yourself and say you're sorry.
I was going to say, like, there's investing in the stock market and all the things and keeping it, what's it called? Keeping like things in the stock market. But I've always thought like it would be easier of just being like, I'm gonna also put on like one of the other like last pages. I'm gonna put like the winning lottery numbers for like several dates at several different times in the future. So like
the thing is, that would be a good anime actually. Like the richest person in the world has the smartest detective in the world on him, and it's because the richest person in the world has a piece of paper from future him that like predicts all this stuff. So it's like you're the richest person in the world and you've won like 12 lotteries and like every company that you ever invest in instantly blows up.
Yeah. And I probably would just, I'd be like, listen, I get premonitions. Just,
yeah,
there's no way that
I just, whenever I think about stuff, sometimes I just get a vision.
I'm somewhat of a psychic, you know? Like, there's no way I could be doing insider trading or anything. Like, because I would be doing all this stuff, but I wouldn't be doing, like, rich people shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I would still be hanging with my friends and just playing games, and, like, the detective would be like, that guy had to come out of his room for, like, 8 hours.
I don't fucking get it. The thing is, like, just, it would be just like Death Note. Like Light has to pretend like, oh no, I don't know nothing. What's Akira? Yeah. And fucking, you'd be like, I don't know anything about. Like, like you could provably not know anything, but if this detective was like L level detective, he'd be like, he's somehow got information from the future, and I just need to prove that.
But that sounds far-fetched, and I can't prove it. So.
And the detective is like, okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to arrange a meeting between him and I'm going to shoot him at dinner. And I'm going to make it very clear that I'm going to shoot him at this dinner. If he doesn't come to the dinner, I'll know that he got future information from himself that said, don't go to the dinner. This detective is going to shoot you.
But I'm like, you told me you were going to shoot me.
No. It was a joke. Where is it?
Well, now I don't trust you. Yeah, but if you don't come, I'm gonna think that you got information for the future. I'm like, but you said you were gonna shoot me, and I don't want to die.
I don't want to die at all.
I'm like, this is a lose-lose situation.
Who was it? It was Stephen Hawking. Stephen Hawking had a party for time travelers, and he posted the information about it, I think, after the fact to be like, hey, I had this very large, lavish party for time travelers and no one showed up. It was on this date. So any time travelers, come on back to my very cool time travel party. No one was there.
Or were they?
Or were they? I'm looking at it now, and it looks like if on April 8th, 2005... you invested, like $50,000 into Apple. That $50,000 would be $5 million right now.
Ooh, that's a lot of cashola.
It is, and that's like the thing is, as far as stocks go, I feel like that's like a more legitimate way to do it. Because like if you have information about the lottery, I feel like you only get one, right? You get one big win, and then that's it. Because after that, it starts to get suspicious, and then the L detective comes after you.
It's inevitable.
No detective of that caliber exists until you do that, and then one is spawned into the world.
Oh God, yeah, that's like what's it called? It's an anomaly that forms when you break the timeline.
Exactly. Yeah. Time is trying to correct itself, and it sends a time cop after you.
He doesn't know he's a time cop, but he is a time cop.
But he super is.
He super is. Here's the thing: I would if me and now in the present, I would research when the lottery was at its highest. And then I would give I would give like the numbers for. I would research how long it was going when it was its highest, when the numbers were pulled, and then I would give myself the number for when it was like really high on the day that no one won. Mm-hmm. So I'd give them the numbers for that day.
Yeah, that's like. I feel like that's probably the way to do it, and especially like the other thing you have to take into account is like. How valuable are those dollars at the time? Because like, we've got, I think it was like recently in the past like couple of years, we've had a couple of like Powerballs or Mega Millions that have gone like over $1 billion. Like you win $1 billion with a B. And like, but does that compare like? Would it have been better to win like $100 million in 1992? Maybe. I don't know.
I don't think so. So like, here's the thing. I probably, if I had a time machine that could go back in time and like to any point, like how many times can I use this time machine? And don't just say just once, because that sucks.
I feel like it's gotta be just once. And in fact, I don't even think you can travel back in time. I feel like this has to be an object goes back in time, like a Pokeball, something the size of a Pokeball. Whatever you can fit in the Pokeball can go back. And it can't be electronics because it gets fried by the machine. So like paper is fine, pencils are fine. Like any inorganic, non-electronic material can go back.
So what if like I sent, like, have you ever seen those tiny Bibles that come with the magnifying glass?
Yeah.
I'd send that.
Yeah, hell
but, like,
yeah.
Full of like future information. We're talking about like insider trading.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about lottery ticket numbers and dates. We're talking who's gonna win like the Super Bowl from then until like now.
Mm-hmm.
Like an all sports teams. This is like the sports almanac from Back to the Future, where we could just bet on them, like high stakes bets. And that's something you didn't even get on. High stakes bets for sport and like horse racing and stuff.
Okay, so I had thought of that. The problem is, so like when you win, like when you do well in the stock market, who's going to come after you? The government, right? When you win one lottery, no one's going to come after you. Everybody assumes it was random chance. It happens. It's fine. You win the lottery more than once, the government is coming after you.
Yeah. Well, that's why you only put the one presumed like mega like fucking fortune, and you could be like, listen, I'm putting this number in and the date that I want you to get it for, because I know it's going to be a lot and I don't want you to forget it. And you can only do this once. It may be in like 20 years, but God damn it, you're going to do it.
The thing is, so I think that's the way to go, is you pick one and you do it the one time because it's not as suspicious. If you start doing high stakes bets, like if you're going like horse racing or baseball or football or whatever, then you start to get into like sort of the seedy underbelly of like bookies and underground betting. And so like if you called something crazy, like remember that like the Super Bowl where the guy caught a football with his helmet, like that level of shit. If you called that football game, somebody from some illegal organization would come to you and like for sure fuck you up. For sure.
Well, here's the thing. You don't like make any specifics. You just like you just make bets. Like I can give like for the next 20 years, I can give the scores of like only football. We're not doing baseball. Mm-hmm. We're not doing like soccer. I might do soccer because that's even like lower stakes. But football, like Super Bowls, games, everything. You don't have to know about people getting drafted or whatever. All you got to know are the scores and the dates. And I'd be like, don't do it back to back. I'm like, you choose, you like space them out like weeks between weeks and weeks. And you just like bet X amount of money that this team's gonna win. It's especially like if it's a high profile game. I'm like, but like, don't bet on anything specifics. Like, I know when I was younger, my parents used to bet like random numbers. And what that means is if this number was like in the end, if one of the team's points corresponded to a number they bought, they won a certain amount of money. So I would put like the points at the end of the game, and then I would put like whoever won. So I would space it out, and it would make sense. Like
to me, it's just like it seems maybe this person doesn't exist in the world, but it does seem like there would be a Reddit post about it, or like somebody would do a long form YouTube documentary that's like, this person won the lottery. Since then, I've been running the numbers, and it turns out that it looks like they've also won money on every Super Bowl. And it turns out they've also won every like money on every World Series and every World Cup. Something's going on here.
That could all be a coincidence.
Listen,
but also,
who knows? I'm not saying this man has information from the future, because that would be crazy.
Yeah, that would be stupid.
Wow.
Like, looks around.
But what if?
The thing is, like, I mean, just bet, like, people who bet on games, it's less conspicuous too, especially like because say you have a team or you've been watching, it'd be like, hey, I've been watching football, like I've been keeping up with them, so like it was to my like guesstimation that I thought they were gonna win because they've been doing like good this time, and I had a good feeling. So
I had a good the thing is, that only works so many times. Like, for insider trading, I feel like you could also get away with like, yeah, I had a good feeling about this. Well, just a few times.
Insider trading, it's harder to pull off. But for football, it's easier because you can just be like, I've been just watching football, and I've been seeing them do good, and I've been like watching. I bought ESPN, like the ESPN package. That's what I watch. Like I've been keeping up with like their stats, and of course, stats update for like fantasy football people. So like, why wouldn't it be plausible for me to like guess who was gonna win?
Yeah, I guess so. I'm just
making really good, educated guess based on stats and facts, and from what I've seen, that I've been keeping up with everything, sports-wise.
Man, I feel like somebody would notice. You know what I mean?
I don't think so. Like, that's why I'm saying you don't do it for you don't bet on every game. But you bet on, like, you can bet on every Super Bowl, and you can bet on like specific games. You pick a team. It doesn't even matter what team. You just pick one. You'll be like, this year I'm gonna be watching X team and X team, and I'm gonna be making bets on, or I'm gonna be seeing if they win, and I'll probably be betting on their games, and that's all you got to do. You don't bet on every game, but you bet on like specific teams' games.
But man,
and they don't even have to. You can even throw them off by not by betting on, like, making small bets on teams that are gonna win, but you bet against them, so it looks like you lose a few times. There you go. It throws it off.
I guess so.
That way, when people are just like, "But you've been getting the Super Bowl right every time," I'm like, "Yeah, but I'm not right every time." Like this year alone, I've picked the wrong team to win like 4 times out of like the 12 that I picked right. So I mean, I'm just making estimated guesses. And it doesn't work every time.
For like the thing then becomes like, if you're going through this painstaking, well, I've got to lose this one, I've got to win this one, like I've lost too many, I've won too many, like, why? You already won the biggest lottery of all time. Why are you like, how much money could you win and not be suspicious, and how much effort are you going to get that money?
Well, see, this is the thing. You haven't won the lottery yet.
Okay.
Would it be more suspicious? Like you're making bets on big Super Bowls and all this stuff, and then out of nowhere you win the fucking lottery and then never bet on sports again?
Yeah, I mean, that would make sense. To me, it seems like you kind of have to, if you're doing the lottery, you kind of have to set up like, yeah, I've just, like once a month, I'll like, just fill out some like, you have to say you're filling out random lottery numbers, because that's one thing that I've realized is that, you can go to the grocery store and they'll just print off random numbers for you.
That's what I always do.
Yeah, because it's easier.
Yeah.
But like,
you got to be one of those people like, I've been using these numbers for like 6 years, and this day that I won, and it was like the $1 trillion jackpot.
Yeah.
Those hit my numbers. So
yeah, I feel like that's what you got to do. You got to be one of those people where they like, oh God, but I don't know. Then that starts to, God, I'm so scared about being suspicious that like
You're so scared of getting minority reported.
yeah, well, like if you're okay, so imagine this: you're one of those people, right? And you do, you're like, oh yeah, I've been using these numbers for 12 years, and someone does some research, and they're like, wow, yeah, actually, it turns out that like 50 or 60 times a year, this guy does use these exact numbers. Hasn't won anything, but then he happened to win this time, and it's like this crazy, interesting story. Like everybody is going to want to interview you and talk to you, and I feel like if it were me, it would be really hard to not like. Well, I had a good feeling about.
No, not even that. All you got to do is like a number association. Like, I don't know any of the winning numbers, but like, let's say one was like 6 and one was like 23. You could be like, oh, like 6 is my birthday. 23 is like one of my favorite football players' numbers. This number is the day that Kingdom Hearts came out. This is the year that this game came out. This is a number that they use in one of the video games I play. And that all just, I'm like, those are lucky numbers.
Yeah. Here's the thing, though, Fee. Here's where the gotcha moment happens. Here's where the moment in the manga where, like, everybody's like, wow, Fee really just pulled it off. And then the detective, then Columbo, it's Columbo. Then Columbo's like,
it has to be.
Columbo's like, I'm a little confused here. I was running the numbers just now, and you said you've been using these numbers for a while, but Kingdom Hearts 2 didn't come out for 2 years until this number, so what was this number for originally? And he just looks at you, and you go, fuck.
Oh, fuck.
I'm getting Columboed, fuck! My dad warned me!
Fucking noir detective music start, like the fucking, the what's it called? The Phoenix, right? Fucking, fucking... But like,
and they arrest you. We're arresting you for having future knowledge, and then the cops raid your house and they find the tiny magnifying glass book. Man, and you know what happens? Here's what happens: you go to jail.
Okay. You
go to jail, and you're there for like 30 days, right? Okay. They're saying they've got like, the ability to, charge you with a crime. And then finally they just release you and you're like, oh shit, well, okay. And then you go back to your house and your book is gone. So now someone from the police force took the book. And now for the next few years, you're just waiting for lotteries. You're waiting for bets to happen so you could try to get this book back. And let's say that they took away your lottery winnings. They're like, something weird happened here. We're throwing away this lottery. You don't get anything, but you also don't go to jail. That's like, man, that's the plot of a fucking manga. That's like season 2 of this manga. Is like, oh god, I thought I won the lottery and then they took it all away from me. Now I got to get the son of a bitch that took it.
The season 1 finale is us getting thrown in jail. Season 2 is 30 days later, us coming out and realizing what happened, and the rest of the season trying to figure out who it was. So
breaking into the cops' houses one by one, like looking for it, and they're well, of course they wouldn't put it in their house. It's got to be in the police station. We got to break into the police station. It's gonna be just like Blue Streak. I'm a federale. It works every time.
No, that'd be the hard part because like you have a recognizable face. And especially in the police station where they figured out you had future book. So, like, I don't know, man. I would take that chance. But here's another thing you never think about. When you do like future stuff like that, does your future does change, or does it like branch out and make a different future? What happens to your future self? Do you just shift into what happens after the future gets changed, or does that future die? Like,
yeah.
Oh man.
I don't know. Like, there's like a number of schools of thought as it comes to like when it comes to the future, because there's Marvel, where it's like, there's one timeline, and then there's infinite branches off of that timeline. So there's infinite timelines. There's like Terminator. My favorite though is actually Looper, because Looper's idea of time is that like in the future, like if someone comes back from the future to the past, that means that originally happened in the past, like because it's one timeline that's looped back on itself, and it's a causal relationship. So it's like, oh, I came back in time, and like, I came back in time and gave myself the winning lottery numbers, and then I amassed enough wealth that I was able to build a time machine so that I could go back in time and deliver this information to my previous self so that I could get to where I am right now.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, like, the reason we're going back in time to give ourselves money is because we don't have money. So we had to have, like, I don't know, found a time machine, or just fell onto this technology by, like, I don't know, aliens or the government. So, like, with that can't fold onto itself because that didn't happen, obviously.
Well, okay. Well, what about this then? Like, what if that did happen, but...
Yeah, it's like, when we remember...
What if it had happened? But the thing is, you went back in time. Let's say like the rules of the time machine are like you put on a watch and like you go back in time, but after 20 minutes, no matter what happens, you just get sucked back into the future and you now have radiation poisoning or whatever the fuck. You can't go back in time again.
You just die in the future?
No, you're alive, but you just have like, if you go back in there, you'll get a lethal dose of radiation and fucking die, right? So, like, you can only go back in time once. You're like, all right, I've got it. 20 minutes, set me here. And, like, something happens. You go back in time, and you didn't take into account the rotation of the Earth or some shit. Now, like, you did go back in time, but you didn't actually get to talk to your past self. So, like maybe there's a... Like, okay, so there was I've told the story on the podcast when we were playing Fear, and me and Mike were going to go hide a clue for you under a bridge, and there was this man pissing under there. What if that was future me?
Oh, yeah.
I came back, and it was like, oh, okay, like, I'll come back here, and then, like, I was, like, on the outskirts of town. I'm like, well, shit, I've only got 20 minutes, and I'm, like, sprinting. I'm trying to get to the house. I can't get to the house. I stop because, like, I don't know, time travel makes you pee real quick, and so I pee under the bridge, and then I hear, like, the yelling behind me. I'm like, oh, shit, I've got to go get him, and then, like, I know where I ran roughly, but, like... I don't remember it exactly, so I take a wrong turn, and then, like, when I'm about to catch up to my previous self, I zap back to the future, and I'm just crying because I've got all this information in my hand now, and it's worthless.
But why would you chase yourself? Why wouldn't you try to run to your house and, like, throw it through your window?
Yeah, here's the thing. Okay, what happens if I have this slip of paper, I throw it through the window, and then I don't, like, if past me finds it, I would be like, I don't know what this is. This is stupid.
Well, did you have time to prepare before you went back in time?
I feel like, yeah, you've got infinite time to prepare.
Well, then why wouldn't you then add a note, be like, listen, this is a note from me in the future. And you list down a detailed information, and if your past self doesn't believe that, then you can be like, listen, I'm gonna tell you something that only you know that you haven't told anyone, and like put that so that way they know that this is you, and then, like, you know, you explain like, hey, you know, this is what I want you to do. I am you from the future. This is something that only I know and haven't told anybody, so you know it's legit.
I feel like it has to be maybe a combo of that, but, like, there's got to be, like, a previous, there's got to be, like, a future event that you described too, because, like, if you say, like, oh yeah, this is whenever you were 5, I don't know, whatever, you buried this under this rock or whatever, right? Like, Maybe
Yeah.
you told that to somebody. Maybe you forgot
So
that you told that to someone.
You tell them of an event that is about to happen.
Yes.
Like, not about to, but like, let's say a major event. Like, you said we're going back to 2006.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened in 2006? A major event.
2006 world events. Let's see. What happened in 2006? Yes. Thank you, thepeoplehistory.com. Google bought YouTube. Okay. Oh, the Wii came out.
Yeah, but we would have known that because of stuff. So, tell like what, like anything of note.
I'm seeing New Horizons. There was like a new probe in space, but like nothing really super major. It seems happened in 2006.
Well, was the Wii introduced as the Wii yet, or was it still the Revolution or the Dolphin?
Oh yeah, Project Dolphin. I don't know. Nintendo announces Wii. Okay, well this is weird.
What?
Okay, sorry. This was the first 3 links. I googled Nintendo announces Wii. First link, Nintendo announces all still functioning Wiis will self-destruct in 2023. Second link, will the Nintendo Wii self-destruct in 2023? Third link, Nintendo announces all still working or all the Nintendo Wii in still working order will incinerate on an upcoming date next year. All 3 of them are referencing harddrive.net. This like just it's a joke site. Dang it.
Yeah. I heard about that. I guess like if it were me, I'd be
yes. Okay. So the Wii came out in November. The name Wii came out in April of that year. So if we were a little before that, that would be a pretty good touchstone. Be like, hey, you know about Project Revolution from Nintendo? Because the Wii is the stupidest name I've ever heard. Nobody would believe that it would be called a Wii, right? Because whenever Apple was like, oh yeah, we're gonna announce a phone, obviously you think it's probably gonna be iPhone. When they announced they were gonna do a tablet, I was like, iSlate makes sense. Yeah. iPad would be stupid, but also makes sense. Okay, iPad, yeah, sure. You couldn't have been like, oh, this is Project Revolution. AKA the Wii. No one had that name. WII.
Yeah. Okay, that's one thing, but also in our case, I think that was the year it snowed.
No, it was 2005 when it snowed. I remember that because it was my senior year of high school.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I'm like, if I think it snowed that year, you can just be like, hey, it's gonna snow.
Yeah, hey, it's gonna snow for Christmas. The thing is, like, it has to. The problem is, if you come back, like, if imagine this, you open, like, imagine this happens today, because old us figured out time travel and they came back, but they can't go back too far because there's not enough time juice. So you get a letter today that says, like, hey, in 2025, you're going to bet on these numbers, you're going to win the lottery. This is like the winners of these Super Bowls from 2024 onward, all that, right? But on the other side of the paper, it says, just to prove that you know that I'm from the future and this is all real, you need to hold on to this and like hold on to this paper and then wait until, God, I don't know. Let's say like November 15th, 2023, whenever Nintendo is going to announce the Switch 2 or the Swatch or whatever the fuck.
I wouldn't make it wait that long. I would probably be like, I'm like, look, next month, I'm like, next month is our birthday, and you're gonna get a gift from like one of your friends, and this is what it's gonna be.
Mm-hmm.
So, or like from your mom and your sister, and be like, it'll be like your mom and your sister or one of your friends are gonna give you a gift. This is what it's gonna be exactly, and this is what they're gonna say. So.
I don't buy that you could do that, because like what I'm imagining is I'm 60 years old, right, and I'm sending a letter back to 35-year-old me. I'm not going to remember what I got for my birthday 25 years ago.
we're 60. I was imagining like 10 in like this is 10 years in the future.
I don't remember what I got for my birthday last year.
I
remember half of what I got for Christmas, and it happened 3 months ago.
I remember everything I got for Christmas.
That's pretty good. My memory is not that good.
Well, I mean, because I'm sitting on one of them, and
true.
Yeah, so I got my chair. I got that for Christmas. My desk. You gave me Tequila Gundam, and I got 2 shirts.
But the thing is, like, even now we're talking about like, oh yeah, the snow that happened. Hold on, Christmas snow. Yes, it was 2004. See, even then we're like, oh yeah, that was 2006. No, it was 2005. It was actually 2004. Who the fuck knows? The thing is, like, all of these like, your memory gets bad as you get old. So like, if you pick something like that, it's more personal, so it's more believable, but it's like risky in that it needs to be accurate.
Well, if in my case, I'd believe it, but like I said, I would just leave some personal things that only I would know. And I think that's believable enough for me. I don't know why you don't believe yourself, but I do.
Here's the thing. So imagine, what if I did this to you, Fee? What if I wrote down a bunch of like lottery numbers and a bunch of nonsense, and I said like, this is from you, and for Christmas this year, you're gonna get like a fully 3D printed and painted model of Tequila Gundam, and then you're like, oh, that actually happened last Christmas. Yeah. Would you think future me got the year wrong, or would you think this is a lie? This is a fucking lie.
I think that's close enough for me to believe it.
Right? And okay.
I would believe myself that, I probably thought I was going to send it to myself last year, but maybe something happened in the future and it got sent this year. I mean, there's no harm in like if they told me to put numbers in like 3 months in the lottery because it's going to be, if they already told me like they're like the lottery is going to be like X amount of dollars on this day, and I want you to put the numbers there, and when X day comes and the lottery is that number, I'm already believing it. I'm like, oh fuck.
Yeah, so, I mean,
what's the harm? What's the harm?
What's the harm in trying? Yeah, that's fair.
You either get it or you don't. You're like, well, someone fucking fooled me.
I guess
you become a millionaire.
Yeah. The thing that it would have to be, in order to make it to where like there's consequences is like, I mean, it has to be like the promise of wealth has to be so sketchy, and the evidence for believing has to be like wild enough that the decision is kind of hard to make. So if it's like, hey, you got Tequila Gundam for Christmas last year, like, okay, so this. Maybe future me got this wrong. And then you read further down and it's like, listen, if you want to be like, you're going to win, you're going to be able to earn, let's say $30 million over the course of like 10 years. But you were going to have to find this person named this. They're going to be like at this place, and you need to give them $1,000. Whatever, like, however you get $1,000 and give it to them is up to you. You have to do that though in order to win this $30 million over the court. Like, this is like a business opportunity. They're looking for investors, and like they only need like $1,000 to be able to secure this like piece of technology they need that's gonna like revolutionize everything, and everything pops off from there, and they credit you for being like the one that really set it off, and they give you $30 million.
Wait, but did I win the lottery already, or?
No, this is there's no lottery. This is just like the only way that you're going to win any money, for whatever reason, is like the only way that you're going to get any money is by investing in this business that this person owns.
I won't believe it.
That same. I wouldn't either.
Because like Did they give me my name? Would they write it to me personally, my name? Because it can't just be a note, be like, "Hey, buddy, you want to get a lot of money? Go find this guy."
yeah, let's say this, like, because it's not that unusual to be like the target of a hyper specific phishing thing. So like, for instance, this is very interesting. So I work at a company and the CEO's name is John.
Okay.
And
Not every man.
yeah, just a guy named John, some guy. So like at some point, what happens is scammers find out. They say like, "Oh, you work for this company. The CEO's name is John, and like we have your email," or like they find somehow to like get your email and get your phone number. And so I get a random text message that's like, "Hey, it's John," and then his last name. I'm in a meeting with some investors right now, but HR is supposed to be buying all these gift cards for whatever. Let me know if you can help. And you just get a text like that and you're like, wow, yeah, I work for that guy. This is my boss texting me. And like, that's like a targeted scam that has happened to me. So like, imagine they're like, oh yeah, I'm just going to go down people that I know. Okay, I'm going to see. All right, I'll pick Fee. Okay, Fee's someone that like I could probably get $500 out of him if I spin a good enough story, and then they like, they find an opportunity like while you're going to work or whatever, you like maybe you go and get gas, right? Yeah. And they like you go inside of the gas station and your car's unlocked and they just like leave the paper in there and run away. They're like, yeah, this is gonna be great.
I wouldn't believe it. Like that kind of thing I wouldn't believe. Like if I haven't like I think about things like this all the time. So I feel like I would write like the right thing. I would write like the right thing on the paper for me to realize it was me or like believe that it was me. Like I would put like something stupid. Like I would like, and it's me from the future because look at the date on the top of the paper.
Yeah.
That's not this year.
That's not this year. Look, here's a picture of me with the newspaper. And it's a photoshopped picture of you. Like they put your face through an old face filter and then they just photoshopped a newspaper from the future.
Yeah, they took like a one of my Facebook pictures or whatever.
Yeah, they give one of your Facebook profile pictures old face, and then they're holding a newspaper that says Barack Obama 2 becomes president.
I like look, they got me. Oh man, this is real. Here's the thing. I keep going back to it. If I wrote something like only I knew, maybe an event that happened in the past that probably no one else knew. Like it would be like just few things that I'd be like, look, this is me, and for X reason that X reason that only we know, X reason like three is a good number, and then be like, listen, I'm only giving you one lottery number and one date to put it in, so like you can do it, and if you win, you win, and you don't. What do you have to lose?
Yeah, I mean, if the stakes like. Because it's a combo, right? Like, no matter how unbelievable a thing is, if someone tells you, like, you're gonna win, like, if you're gonna win, whatever it is, $1 billion, if you just throw away $100, it's like, well, I mean, $100 is a lot of money, but $1 billion is a lot of money, so maybe.
See, but that's like for like people you don't like this. Like going and buying a lottery ticket is way more cost effective.
Yeah, totally.
Like even if I didn't believe it was real, I'd use his numbers. Then I'd probably buy like 4 other lottery tickets just in case.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd check them, and then I would check that one last. And then I would after I check it and it won, then I'd be like, holy shit. Like, what's the future that I came back in time from?
Yeah. So, Am I rich?
Well, obviously now I'm rich.
Yeah.
Oh, and so like, time travel is always cool. But like your time travel, like you're all scared. You probably wouldn't do it. I would.
I mean, the thing it depends on what the stakes are and like what I have to do, right? If it's like
you never have to like explain to the lottery commissions how you came up with the numbers.
yeah, no, exactly. If it's a lottery thing, that's a no-brainer. That's easy. If it's like, I don't know, if it's like you need to, sell your house and the money that you get from the house you need to put into this stock and then it'll give you like it's going to explode over the next X amount of years and you're going to get so much money, then like no, obviously not, because this is information I can't trust and that risk is huge.
Yeah. So like that's why I'm saying I know for a fact, I play the lottery every once in a while, so if like I got a message from future me telling me to play the lottery on X day, I think I could believe that because, I play the lottery, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what circumstance future me has that he had a time machine and he decided like, yeah, my good pal Colby, he made a time machine and he told me not to touch it, but I did. Just so like I already believe that. And just no further information, just a note explaining the what I'm gonna have to do, and then what's it called, the winning numbers, and then profit. So like, and that's the thing. It's just going and changing one thing in the past,
Man.
which could create a butterfly effect as
Yeah.
well, because the person who's the person that was gonna win, like did they go on to do something, like their life doesn't change now. I guess that person, like the person who was gonna win, their life was changed forever when they won. They have a good life, they at whatever. But now that I won, now they just have a shit life.
Yeah, now they're just real pissed off. They killed their mom. They're like not good.
Yeah. I also include the name of the person who is gonna win so I could like keep my eye on them and then find out any like information so I could I guess know for the future. I don't know. Tell my future self. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like to me, I think that would be cool. Just to go to like, do the one time travel. Don't even need insider sports or anything. Just the one lottery number.
Just
and
the
let's
one lottery number.
Just the one lottery number at its peak. And make sure, I get the multiply so it can like multiply X amount.
Yeah, I feel like that's what you got to do. And it's got to be just the one. It has to be I won the lottery, I got very lucky, and like if you're trying to make it more believable, you start just, you know what? I decided that this year I'm just going to play the lottery every week, and I started playing the lottery every week, and then I won it. It's crazy. It's wild. Anyway, bye. Don't ask me any more questions. Bye.
And I wouldn't even leave myself to what to do with invest with that money. I'd probably just be like, yeah, now you won, you're rich, now do with that what you will. Your old pal Cole will probably like give you hints on what to do with it for like investing. But yeah, I'd say that's real easy. That's not like future destroying. Like that doesn't ruin everything besides the person who was gonna win.
Yeah, I think that's probably that, or like maybe a business was gonna go out, but you like, I don't know, like your favorite, I don't know, nerd collection place was gonna go out of business, but you spent enough money and now they're not. Like that's like it.
Yeah, so like little did you know, the person who was gonna win now, like I guess just after you win, like say X amount of years later, like they go crazy and somehow their future selves came back into the past and tell you that you were supposed to win, but instead this guy, me, won, and now you gotta go kill him. So that's where the movie starts. Like that's like the 30 minutes into the movie, like after like it shows you at the beginning getting this life altering knowledge, and you're partying it up, and then it cuts to a few years later, and the guy who's gonna win is just like going crazy, just cracked out crazy, and then like his future self comes back and is just like, hey, you gotta find this guy, kill him, because they took your money and your life away from you. You were supposed to win that lottery. And now he's like coming after you, and you don't know why. And then
you have no idea what you're like. He can't have known about the future, right?
Yeah, but like, and then the future him gave him like a future gun. So like he's coming at you with future like guns, but then like the new future with the future you with like the money and stuff starts sending back like other cool future stuff that you can protect yourself with, and like the space-time continuums are clashing, and like all this stuff is going on, and it's just crazy. Man, actually that sounds pretty sick.
That sounds pretty sick, actually.
Hey, Netflix, if you're listening, please. That's a good ass.
Listen, hey, that one was on the house. You do owe us.
No. Yeah, I'll say that wasn't on the house. That one on the house.
Yeah. Just, you know what? Hey, not free.
TM. Just I know that was random, but god damn, that's a cool idea.
I just like the thing is, if you won the lottery, I think it would actually probably be hard to convince a reasonable person that you got the lottery numbers from the future. Like, yeah, like if you just won the lottery and didn't do anything else, and you were like, oh yeah, well, like, my future self came back in time, and they just gave me
yeah, I jokingly say it. I'm like, yeah, I went to the future and I got the numbers.
Yeah, I really back to the future myself on this one. Number one, most people wouldn't believe you. Yeah. But like 0.1% of people would be like, I have to fucking kill this guy. This guy's gonna destroy everything.
There's one fucking QAnon person in the crowd, and they're just like, why did he say that? Wow. Like, they're like, that's a really specific thing to say. Just
know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, what if the future is on the other side of the flat Earth? It all makes sense now. His future self must have dug through the flat Earth to come back to the past. There's got to be a hole where this man lives.
He must have found a way to get past the turtle, and he got
past the turtle. And you know what? I bet it's that volcano that's near him. I'm gonna go jump in that volcano.
Right in the Taft volcano. My God, it's like not all flat earthers believe in the turtle theory.
Listen, not all flat earthers, but also yes.
Hey, some believe in the globe, like the snow globe theory, or some believe in the turtle theory. Some believe in the giant, like, unlimited ice wall theory.
Yeah, that's the infinite ice wall. That's like, well, and the thing is, because some of them play together. It's like the flat Earth, yes, but it also has the ice wall. And the ice wall is protecting us from seeing the giant turtle.
and it's just turtles all the way down. We're not real. We're not in space, right? And the sun is also flat.
Yep.
Like, oh god, there's too many different flat Earth theories that they all believe in, and it's all stupid.
God.
Now, you know what? We've been prattling on for like almost an hour about time travel.
Yeah.
We haven't even talked about the things we wanted to talk about.
Any of them.
But that was just a fun conversation.
Yeah, You know what? Good.
But I'll let you pick the next topic that we talk about.
Well, since we're talking about the future, I wanted to bring something to your attention that I thought was really interesting, but also really scary.
Yeah, and I well, hold on. I wanna do our one call to action.
Okay.
I see in our Twitch, description, it says the future of Repo Wars. Now, I say that because we're live right now, and you can go and listen and follow us on Twitch.
Yeah.
At twitch.tv/go get us pod.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Colby.
Yeah, so we're there. We're here, and we're about to talk about the future of Repo Wars. So you remember that show, Repo Wars?
Yes, I love that show.
Great show.
Good show. Fake
so Ford decided to put that show out of business.
Ford, the car company?
Yeah. So
why?
Ford has patented the idea that whenever cars can drive themselves, they're gonna make a system to where the car can now repossess itself if you don't pay for it.
Oh, that's kind of it's kind of bleak.
Yeah, it is.
not just for one thing, for a number of reasons.
Mm-hmm. But it's just like the idea that, like, because currently, right, you miss a few payments on your car, like they'll send a repo person out for it. They find your car, they hook it up, they try to drive it away before you come out and yell at them and throw a big gulp on them, right?
Yeah.
Now, just imagine at 2 a.m, you just hear your car start and just drive away. That's it.
Oh fuck!
It's gone.
Oh shit! I hate to be. I really hate to be on the side of big business, but like I feel like that would make people like want to pay their car more, like pay their car on time because they don't want their fucking car to just run away from home.
Yeah.
So like, man, and like again, I don't like siding with big business, but that is a good idea.
The thing is, like, so many people, and this, like, I was listening to someone who was talking about, like, yeah, so what happens whenever you own a company and the company buys a machine to where it can produce double the amount of product in the same amount of time. So it can do the job of two people. So what happens currently in our society? Yeah, two people get fired and they buy one machine.
Yeah.
But what if instead you keep those same people, you reduce their work hours, and then you just have these two machines, you have the same level of output, everybody still has a job. But now you start to get into like, well, you're not making as much money and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
This is one of those things where, like, I think
a lot of people would lose their jobs.
Yes. Progress is inevitable. So, like, if you were a horse farrier, like you're the guy that takes care of horses, puts those little clippy clompies on them, right?
Yeah.
Then cars come along, you go, shit. It's the set. Like, I think Adam Ragusi was talking about this on a podcast, but he was like, my grandfather was like a coal delivery person. So like he would deliver coal to your house to use, like, to cook stuff with. And then natural gas started to become a thing, and then he lost his job because nobody wanted coal delivery anymore. So, like, I feel like progress is inevitable. There is going to be a day where you show up at a fast food business or a whatever, and like you are giving your order maybe to a person that is not even there. That's just a call center, like the McDonald's call center, and then your food is being produced maybe by a robot and maybe delivered to you by a robot.
I was gonna say it's not like you're not doing it to a call center. Like you show up and it's just like there's like a hole in the ground opens up and only like the top half of a humanoid robot comes out that's automated. That's like, yes sir, how can I help you? And like its arms move and stuff to seem more like, I guess, human and friendly, like inviting. And then you take the person giving the order at this point already doesn't even care if it's a human or a robot. So like they're just giving their order like normal, and then like the camera pans to the back and it's just a bunch of robots in unison, like cooking orders, making like food just in sequence, never getting tired, never having to take breaks or anything. And then you just have like the one manager that's in charge of I guess like putting in like the sequence of like numbers on the robot like hard drive every couple of hours.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's like we're heading toward that future, and I don't think anybody is going to be able to stop it.
no.
But what I do think is that like things like this, like cars repossessing themselves, like it's little things like that that are just going to slowly creep up on us. Cause like it'll be very easy to see and very apparent when you pull into like the Taco Bell drive-through and there's one person on staff and you don't even get to talk to them and you just get your food and it's correct every time. But you never get the the extra cheese. No one ever gives you an extra nugget or whatever, right? Like you just get exactly what you wanted. You pay exactly how, like whatever you wanted to. The cost is still the same because a company will never reduce the amount that a user will spend. That doesn't make any sense.
I think the best thing to come out of there is the order is always correct and it always looks like how it looks on the menu.
Now that would be something.
Like very gorgeous and like inviting.
Mm-hmm. Potentially.
Potentially. Here's a future like that I kind of want. Like not like want, but like if we're putting robots in the place of all of these work, like we have the technology to put robot in like what's it called? Fast food service. So now like the fast food industry, there's no more workers there. Just like in iRobot, you have those robots making deliveries by like foot and car. They're all doing it. All the drivers, all like even truck drivers out of business because it's all automated by like different robots.
Yep.
At that point, it would put too many people out of jobs to have a functioning society, like a functioning society where we relied on capitalism. We'd have to switch to either a different type of monetary system.
Yep.
Or get rid of money altogether.
That's why that's why people have suggested doing UBI, which is Universal Basic Income. So basically, like, you live in a place, your government pays you X amount of dollars every whatever, and, like, there's jobs that you can do, but, like, you're guaranteed a certain level of money. And, like, UBI is a kind of a radical idea in that it's like, oh, well, then why would I ever do my job? Why would I ever work? And it's like, well, if you want more money, then you work.
It's just that, like, it would make more people like go to college to get like jobs that are what's it called, that are like needed in society where robots take all the low wage jobs, or you could just like live on your universal income. So like I don't know, I think that would be okay, but then that opens like iRobot or Terminator future.
Well, I think like the other thing that it opens is like no matter what, like the way in which, like, if one job ends, it's possible that we'll get to the point where like we've automated every job and there are no more replacement jobs. But like let's just take the fast food example, right? For that, depending on like how the robot is built, you need somebody to be able to service it. You need somebody to be able to program for it. You need someone to like, be there to make sure that bad things aren't happening,
Yeah, but like that's but like that's I don't want to say a niche job, but like for like robots just starting out, that would be like a group of like tech people. But as the future rolled on, if tech job, like I foresee the future only having like two types of jobs: tech jobs and like police jobs, and not even a lot of like cops, because most of the force would probably, like the SWAT team, it would just make more sense for all the SWAT to be just robots. And then have like the officers in the back that can issue orders if they don't automate it already.
Yeah, I mean, so what I'm imagining for the end point of fast food that I'm imagining is one of two things. Like, if you're going to a place to pick up food rather than like having it delivered, basically you pull up to a building that can serve you Like it's like a combination Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, KFC, right? But it's a combination of like a bunch of different restaurants, and there's basically an assembly line of ingredients that get seasoned a certain way, that like get assembled in a certain way. You don't have like iRobot things that are walking around because that's like not efficient. The most efficient thing is to like produce a machine that like makes a burger the right way, not that knows how to walk. Like that machine doesn't have to know how to walk.
But what about like warehouse machines? Like, you know, like how Amazon has like people packaging stuff. What about just like a stationary like warehouse manufacturer robot?
Yep, that's one arm. It's one arm
But
with a camera on it. That's all you need.
well, just different, like, or even automated machines like automated forklifts are like automated like 18 wheelers.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like all of the driving stuff is is like once we figure out autonomous driving, it's like easy to do at that
That's
point.
already that's already a lot of jobs on the job market that's gone. Automated fast food,
Yep.
tons of jobs gone.
Yep.
Unless like you're a fancy restaurant, unless they can automate waiters and waitresses.
Which like they already can, right? Like if you go to like Chili's, you can just order stuff on your iPad and that's it.
Yeah, and you only need the waiter and waitress for a refill, unless they have like a small drink station that could give you your refills at the table. So, like I'm saying, all the low income jobs would be automated.
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I feel like most like it's not necessarily low income jobs, but it is for sure like it's for sure jobs that like either don't like require you to do a very small amount of training, or jobs that like
I feel like if that was the case, it would probably put lower class into poverty or homelessness.
Oh yeah, for sure. Which is already happening. So that's fun.
Well, it's already happening, but I feel like they have to fix that problem before, like, oh, look at all our cool stuff. Like, they have to fix that problem before they can innovate more, because then it would just cause like more nationwide distress. Like, it would definitely cause a backlash. All the lower class people wouldn't just take it on the chin. They'd probably do a fucking another White House raid, or what was it, the raid on the Senate?
Yeah, the January 6th.
Yeah, they'd fucking pull one of those, but it wouldn't be for dumb reasons. It would be like, hey, you know, I can't provide for my family. I got a damn beep boop in my job.
I got a damn there's this damn beep boop taking my job. Hey,
Exactly.
how about this? How about this? Every business, for every robot you have to have a person on staff. How about a bill that says that? Hey, bada bing.
Just exactly, like we're talking stuff like that. It just it becomes more like more bleak. Like, it causes problems. So before like you innovate, you have to think about the impact. So I don't know, man.
I mean, I don't. The thing is, they don't. They just don't. Like,
well, yeah, I know they don't.
They could just like. I'm the thing. Like, I think my whenever we were talking about effective altruism, my wife and I were talking. We're talking about it, and one of the things that they suggested was like, well, we need to like put research into AI, and my major thing was like, why? Like, if the idea is like, oh yeah, AI is it's gonna, you know, just really take over, and there's a potential for bad AI to do stuff. I was like, what is the idea that you're gonna stop someone from making bad AI? Because that's not gonna happen. Like, you can just program whatever you want, wherever you want, whenever you want. So like, that's just not gonna happen.
Exactly. So like, future's a little scary. to say the least. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I I'm excited for what the future holds, but like, man, what like they start automating stuff. I I don't even know what the goes back to like last time. Man, I can't picture what the next 10 years is gonna look like.
Yeah.
I mean, it probably won't be drastic like how we're talking, but I think like say 20 years, like we get there, like man, what's gonna go on then? And we're gonna be like in our 50s, but like what's gonna happen? We're gonna be robots are gonna take our jobs, and we're gonna then just what?
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll have figured out the economy by then.
No. The thing is, like, I think I think things are going to move so fast in the like automation sector that society is going to have to catch up. Like, basically society is going to have to, there's gonna be riots, there's gonna be like burning of buildings and being like, I can't afford to live because robots took all my jobs and shit. But like, because to me, there are jobs that I don't think you can automate with a robot. Like I can't figure out how to automate it, at least, which says something. It probably isn't like, you know, the most accurate thing to be like, this guy who writes back end software says that you can't automate this job, but haha, what a dumbass he is. So I was thinking, like, could you automate the job of a plumber? And I don't think you can. Electrician, I don't think you can. Like construction, I don't think you can.
No, I think construction would be one of the easier ones too.
You think?
Yeah, I think all you have to, it doesn't even have to be like a robot. It could just be like a bricklaying machine. It could be like like a crane that like automates on its own that could set down girders. Mm-hmm. It could be like a little wheeled machine that like already you could just download the blueprint right into its like hardware. Mm-hmm. And it's just like, okay, I know the blueprints, I know what like wood panels, what like cement, what everything I need to put up, and then it just starts doing it.
Yeah.
I think construction would be easier to like do, and then all you'd need is like a foreman to make sure that, you know, nothing is like going out of the ordinary.
Yeah, I think it kind of depends on like what construction, because like construction of like the studs of a building, that seems like easier, or because like they're already 3D, like they're doing concrete 3D printing of buildings, so like that's the structure. But like doing drywall, like laying tile may be an easier thing to do, I guess. But like I'm thinking specifically of like drywall, insulation, and electrical.
I would think less like workers, because like, so like they could you could have the bot that could lay off the structure or foundation. Mm-hmm. Maybe automated machine that'll dig the hole where, you know, for like basement, or just like for the structure on the bottom. Mm-hmm. And then you could have the worker followed around and like put up the boards and make sure that it lines up correctly.
Yeah.
And then have the worker go in and just easily install the electrical parts, and then after it's done, it just, you know, presses the button on the house build machine. Mm-hmm. And then holds up the board, and the machine goes like, and the wall's installed.
Man, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But I think that there are still like there are still jobs that like I don't think we're going to be able to automate anytime soon. Yeah. But to your point, I like imagine like on a grand scale, we've done the job of like, we've now made it to where a call center of like, I don't know, 10,000 people can replace every person at every McDonald's location. So let's say that's a reduction of force of like 30%. So like 30% of the people that would be on drive-through are now no longer on drive-through because we have more efficient ways of doing it. Let's say that, whoever is like doing fries, like we've already got, you could automate fries today. No one can tell me otherwise. You could automate fries today.
McDonald's is already kind of doing it. Like, I don't know if but like you put all the frozen fries into this one machine, and then you put the fry basket on it, and it like puts in like the right amount of fries. All you got to do is move the basket to the grease.
Yeah, dog, that's it. You just have a thing that moves the basket to the grease. You do a countdown, you pull it out, you put it in a box. That feels like pretty easy, actually.
That's pretty easy. That's and that wouldn't even like lose an employee's job. It would just let them go be somewhere else.
Well, see, at that point, then it's like, well, we've automated fries enough. We don't need, we have one less person we need for fries. We don't have anyone for a drive-through. We have a machine that can make and assemble the burgers.
Yeah.
So then you've got a person to like answer questions and field complaints inside, maybe? And you've got maybe another technical person that's like monitoring all the stuff.
I was gonna say there's definitely a guy in one of the rooms in the back monitoring like levels and like hydraulic pressure and stuff.
Oh yeah.
Maybe like electric like wiring and stuff. Like this one's not getting too heated, so it's by all this like hot grease and like the stoves and stuff. Maybe the heat's affecting.
Mm-hmm.
So like it probably the person in the back that's monitoring levels probably like has to issue like a coolant release that has one button. So they're there for like 8 hours and they're like, oh, it's the hourly like button press. The boop. Just
I really love this idea because to me the first thing that you would do is you would make a robot that just presses the button every hour. So it's like, why?
Now, a robot that automates monitoring the levels, so he presses the button, and now that guy's like, well,
come on! This too? Jesus! Damn beep boops!
All you gotta do is be like, all right, well, I'm the guy who monitors that robot.
Mm-hmm. Make sure it's pressing the button. All right. Yep, still doing it.
It's doing it. I checked it.
Here's the thing. Now, because all you have to do is be like, oh well, I checked. I can tell based off of this camera system that it was pressed to the correct amount. And it was pressed on time. Now you have 5 people that monitor 100,000 stores, and they just like when one of them goes red, they can click on it and be like, "All right, pull it up. What's going on? Oh, there was a rat on the button. Ah, dang it!"
It's just a notification that pops up on this guy's screen, and he's just like, "Yep. Wait a minute,"
hey,
and then he has like a live video feed. I think where automation would like come in handy is for like firefighting.
Mm-hmm.
Don't take out the human aspect, but like for like big burning buildings, have it to like one of the firefighters on. It's too dangerous to go in there. Then he runs to the fire truck, presses a button, and this like firefighting robot comes out. And then he puts on like VR gloves and a VR headset, and now he's in control of the robot. He goes in there. There's no danger to the person. And the robot could withstand the heat, and he can like lift heavy things off people.
That's pretty. That makes sense. Like having something that just like it would have to be a really multi-purpose robot. It couldn't just be like something that's on wheels that like drives around. It would have to be sort of a humanoid type thing.
Yeah, it's a bipedal robot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not automated. It's controlled by the firefighter that's outside in the truck. He's deemed that the thing is too dangerous for someone to go in and save someone.
Mm-hmm.
So now he's controlling the robot. There's no AI in there, but it is fully controlled by this man in this suit. And I say no AI because I always think of that thing in iRobot where Will Smith is like, the robot saved my life instead of little girl because he deemed it that she had like less chance of survival. And you don't want that like in a firefighter situation, because the firefighter will always try like his hardest to like save as many people as he can. So he'd probably make better decisions and be like, well, we could just replace the robot. It doesn't matter. and put the robot more in danger while saving the people. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. That sounds hmm. I'm trying to debate like I'm trying to debate if a company would do that if there was
Well,
no because
let's say it wasn't like a company that did it. Like the what's the institute that made those like robots that dance and do obstacle courses?
Boston Dynamics.
Yeah, let's just say like it was like some of those what's it called? Those people, they make this robot, they put one into production, they make one, and they see how it goes, and then, I'm not going to say crowdfund it, but we'll say that,
They
yeah.
kickstart. Hey, you wanna be saved in a burning building? Hey, give us $5.
They put it into like a trial run for like months, and then like people see it's doing good, then it goes into like the budget of the city. Maybe they could slap a few sponsors on it. He could be like the fireman wear like mascot.
Yeah.
Like how they have like open houses. You could be like, "Hey, I'm bringing a robot out," and like when he comes out, it's just like sponsored by fucking KFC or something. Fucking There's a fireman robot with the sponsored by Subaru.
Fucking
Just
someone inside is like, I'm literally dying. Please hurry up.
if he's like, listen, if I save you, I'll give you this coupon for 10% off on your next Subway visit.
Hey, that's pretty good.
It's pretty good. Just listen. I think that you'll get that monetization. You could upload the live feed from the robot's like sensors
Mm-hmm.
to like a YouTube channel and be like, hey, this robot's like saving these people, monetize on those videos. Just do some funny like viral uh TikToks if they whatever they have in the future with the robot, monetize that way, sponsorships, just stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that would be like that, and this is like so far in the future because we don't have like bipedal one-to-one VR robots. So
Yeah, I mean, I hope that comes true. Like that's a future that I want to live in.
yeah,
But the future, like, I just don't know, because like the idea of repossessing a car, the idea of repossessing a car and having it like having your car drive away from you, like, because okay, it's one thing if it's like, yeah, we determine you haven't made payments on your car, we're going to repossess it. But like, where if you have a warrant out for your arrest, can your car just like lock you in the car and drive you to a police station?
there's good and bad things about that.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if you have a warrant for the car, or if you have a warrant for your arrest, and let's say the car is like on a national like system
Mm-hmm.
where it could be updated for stuff like that, and you just happen to get in your car and you have a warrant. What if it didn't drive you to the police station? What if it just like locked you in and called the police? Or even like everyone knows about it, like you get in it, you do what you want. You're like, they got a warrant for my arrest. What are they gonna do? They'll never find me.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the car puts on location and calls the police silently without letting you know. So
Yeah.
instead of driving you to the police station, you're now like you have like a ping on your location, and now the cops can just GPS track you. And then that also comes in handy because what if someone steals your car? Well, if someone steals your car and like the car like what's it called? It could be like the person who owns the car and be like, "Hey, my car was stolen. Like whoever's in my car right now, they're not me." Then the car could lock up and then call the cops and GPS location, that type of thing.
Yeah.
So
I think all of this, because like the car has to determine that it's you that's in the car, and like do the right thing, whatever the right thing is, if it's driving you to the police station or like not letting your seatbelt come off or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. That's like I'm very much I'm a person that's more like, okay, we should freedom's great, but maybe a little less free so that we can be like a little more safe. Like my line for that is like different for some. So like, I'm like, yeah, I think we should have probably tighter gun control laws, but I may be on the side of conspiracy theorists if they're like, I don't want my car to arrest me. I'd be like, I've never committed a crime, but like, shit, I kind of don't want that either. What if somebody hacked my car and just like kept me strapped into my car and killed me?
Yeah, that opened another thing. It would have to be like on a separate like car. Like you can access the car network.
Mm-hmm.
Like only the car network people can. But if like it would be like you'd get a notification one day you wake up like, "Oh, this bank was hacked, so like you better check your bank," or this website was hacked, so if you got a fucking membership with them, you know, check your membership and your socials and like freeze your card. It would have to be something like that. Mm-hmm. Like it couldn't just be like something where, oh, if this is your car now, sign up with your email so that way you know it's you. Like it would probably have to be like a biometric scanner or something.
Yeah.
Like you'd have like a 2-step like verification on your car, like with either like a fingerprint scanner that you probably don't realize you have, but it's on the steering wheel, and something like an eye scanner that you could bring down the rear view mirror, and like the vanity mirror would just like scan your retinas.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, as with all things software and hardware and robots and shit, anything can be hacked, baby. Anything can be turned against you.
That's true. Like, it only takes one person that has figured out a backdoor to the system to like jack a car and be like, yeah, I've set the biometrics to an old scan, so it thinks it's me, even though it's not, and I'm just wearing gloves. And I've set the what's it called, the retina scanner to an old scan, so it doesn't have to look at my eyes. And I've turned off the GPS location.
Yeah.
So, hey, like I said, it would have to, again. This is like super future. It like what we're describing is almost like fucking what is it, Delamain from Cyberpunk?
Yeah, hell yeah.
So, but like I said, I mean, when I think of like stuff like that, I think of all the cool aspects and stuff. And then you got like Sensible Cole coming out like, but yeah, this bad shit could happen.
Yeah.
But that just tells you like our line of thinking for stuff. I never like to think of the bad things. I like to think of the cool things.
Yeah, what about the cool stuff though?
Exactly. Like, especially like if you could automate your car, like that would make taking trips so much like long trips easier, because that, and oh man, that would also put like roadside hotels like out of business, because if you didn't have to drive for 8 hours, your car seat could just become like your bed. You just sleep in there. While the car drove itself to your destination.
Yeah.
Only stopping for like gas, and then it would like be like, hey driver, you know, we're at the gas station, you know, we need to gas up because we're gonna be out of gas in X amount of miles. That's even if we're still in fossil fuels at that point and haven't moved on to some kind of long-lasting battery power that doesn't emit greenhouse gases.
The thing is, like, the pretty obvious idea is either like there's one of two things. Either batteries have to get super good at charging really fast and not dying, or cars have to be it has to be so easy and so automated to swap batteries. So like you buy your car comes with a battery, but when it dies, if you're on the road, you can go to a gas station and have your battery swapped out in 2 minutes, and now you have a full battery, right? So like that, like one of those two things has to happen.
Whenever I see like a future show that does stuff like that, they always call it like a power cell.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it's always like a cylindrical thing
Mm-hmm.
that comes out of like you open the hood or wherever it is, you pull out the dead cell and then you put it in the dead cell receptacle and then a new cell comes out and you just pop it in and your car's running for another few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So
I think
it would have to be something like that technology
Yeah.
that we haven't invented yet.
Which would be pretty cool. Pretty
cool.
Cool. But yeah, like that's I just think, yeah, if we get to that point where, you know, your car is able to drive you, you're able to go places. Like for me, I'm satisfied with the future in which like I can hop on a train and go to a place and like walk, for a while. But like if we're stuck in like car brain mode, that's fine. And I would love to just be like, hey, I have to drive from here up to Dallas or whatever. It's a 4-hour drive. I would love to take a 3-hour nap in the car.
I want teleport technology or tube technology.
Oh man.
Where you just go in a tube and then like 5 minutes later, like you've been sucked all the way to fucking Dallas.
Yeah, dude. And like, you know, and somebody at one part gets stuck and they get sucked super hard and turned into blood. And so while you're in the tube on your way to Dallas, a bunch of blood just showers on you and you're still in the tube for another hour. So you're just covered in blood, like neat.
Yeah, you're in the tube and you're like, God damn it, someone got stuck again.
Jesus.
Just covered in blood. You're like, it's like someone going to work like at a business and they get splashed with water. They're like, oh, could go wrong, but it's just fucking human blood and parts.
Mm-hmm.
And you're like, oh, I meet with my friends in like an hour at this place, and I'm covered in blood.
Mm-hmm.
Just that's why I say teleport technology. We need Star Trek beam technology.
That would be sick. That
fan. Would be sick. Yeah, big fan. Big fan of science fiction shows from the far off future where they're just like. They're like, oh, we've moved on from monetary value, and we have food processor arrays, which you could just order whatever you want, and it never goes bad. And we have the Federation,
mm-hmm.
stuff like that. That's
the Federation.
Hey, man, go get on a future ship and just go and I don't know, have sex with aliens.
Faye, why has it always come down to sex with aliens? On that note, this podcast is done.
That's it. We're done.
It's we are at time. This podcast is done. We're not going to talk about sex with aliens.
You were serious the whole time, and I was with you. Oh, but you always ruin it.
Oh, it's every time you go to horny jail. You can join us live on Twitch, as Fee said, twitch.tv/GoGetUsPod. We record usually weekly. If you hit the notification bell, you get a notification on your phone that'll tell you whenever we go live. And it'll be good. New episodes of the podcast come out on Wednesdays. So on any podcatcher, you can listen to our podcast. Apple Podcasts and Spotify and Google Play and all those other ones.
All the podcatchers, there's like 90 of them. We're on all of them.
Yeah, and it comes out at like 5 a.m. So
yeah, the audio only.
Yeah, that way you can drive to work with it. But if you want to see the replay of the Twitch stream, you can do that if you wait until the afternoon, like 2-ish on Wednesdays. Then the replay of this stream will be out on YouTube, and you can listen to the podcast in full. You can also... What the fuck did you say, Fee?
What? I said, yeah, you can. And then you interrupted me. I was gonna say something else.
Okay.
But I didn't. What did you think I said?
You son of a bitch. How fucking dare you? You can also you can check out our YouTube shorts and our TikTok. Go Get Us Podcast. If you go to, I think it's youtube.com/@Go Get Us Podcast. We're there. And you can watch our YouTube shorts and follow us on TikTok. So
yeah, I was gonna say if this one I was gonna say earlier, before I was so rudely interrupted. Okay. I was gonna say you can go to YouTube and watch our channel, and if that's not enough for you, you could watch our shorts.
Yeah, you should do both, honestly, because our shorts are very good.
They're very good. Also, our TikToks, which are our shorts, but on a different platform. But you should watch them on both and like both.
Yeah, give them the thumbs up, give them the stars, give them the likes, the tweets, the whatever interaction way you have on these different places. Go do that.
Yeah, go do all of it. Follow, like, subscribe, bell, heart, sub, resub, share, quote, tweet, retweet.
Quote, retweet, baby. Big teat fans here on the show.
I couldn't get my W out. But you know what I mean. So do all that.
Yeah, do it unless you're fucking scared.
Yeah, unless you're fucking scared of the future, like I am.
Yeah. Reasonably so, by the way.
Reasonably so. So, with all that being said, and with all that done, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go back to school, learn tech. I want you to be prepared for this future because the future is scary. Mm-hmm. I want you to learn how to program a robot, learn how to take it out, because when the robots rise and take over, it's inevitable. Mm-hmm. I want you to be one of the very few people that know how to take them out. And with all your knowledge in tow, I want you to reprogram all of them so you can have sex with them. Go get them.
Oh my God, Fee, go get him.
Just like you're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, this is cool. This is cool. And then you're just like,
oh, he did it. He decided. Fee started playing. What it's called? Kart? Yeah, Tommy Kart. So Fee's been playing a game called Tommy Kart where there's like robot whores, and it's ruined.
You're not
him.
Whores. Not whores.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I was making dinner while you were playing, so that's what I thought they were. I don't know.
There's evil robots with mustaches. Mm-hmm. There's two big faceless shiny robots with big titties, mm-hmm. and they're scary.
There is a sex robot.
Is there?
Yeah. I can't believe I had to update this man on the lore of the game that he is playing because he is just not paying attention. He's like, this cutscene's going on so long. God, wish the cutscene was less long. You know the place where you upgrade your weapons and stuff? That's a sex robot.
Is it? I thought it was just a very horny vending machine.
We have to end this podcast. Otherwise, I'm going to throw up. Bye.